What up? Let's get to it. First off, roll tide full of pride. We know this week we got Oklahoma coming up. You know, Alabama has been on a streak, turned the season around since Florida State had some good performances. Like I say, they have the toughest schedule in the nation. I stand on that 10 toes down. You hear me? Love the way they fought, they battled, they showed perseverance, resiliency, you know. This stretch last 5 weeks for real, huh? They beat they beaten four ranked teams in a row, beat a tough South Carolina team, beat a tough LSU team in a rivalry game, right? In a legacy game. You give them that. That's a tough task. But at the end of the day, this Oklahoma game coming up, this will be the toughest task yet, homie. You hear me? This is probably arguably the toughest defense that they will face, that they have faced all season, man. I'm gonna get into some of the stats in a minute. But Oklahoma is no slouch. Oklahoma is not no slouch, dog. I repeat. They're still fighting for a playoff spot, et cetera, et cetera. So they're gonna bring their A game. Bama must come in locked in and fully mentally prepared. Now we saw versus LSU. We don't know if it was the rust as far as the offense. They look very sloppy at times. You hear me? It was an ugly game at times, but a win is a win, especially in a rivalry game. But Bama will have to clean it up. Period. Bottom line. Heavy. This Oklahoma defense is something different. I'm not too worried about the Alabama defense, man. I feel like they're going to handle business week in, week out. They've been improving, getting better, right? Heavy. So I think they're going to handle that business round yonder. But as we know, week in, week out, you got to come in locked in, huh? Mentally prepared. But the offense, I'm not going to sit here and cap. Yeah, right now, that is a major concern. And not the offense as far as the pass game, but the run game. We must get the run game going. And this will be a major test for Bama. You talking about an Oklahoma defense? You hear me? That is top 10 in the nation in run defense, and I believe points allowed, and I believe passing defense, huh? So Bama will have to be locked in on all cylinders, correct? Yeah. Ryan Grubb will have to be locked in on all cylinders, correct? Heavy, dog. You hear me? It's no way around it. This will be a battle, like I say, Bama's toughest battle yet thus far. The whole season, man. We really gonna see what the offense is, what the offense is capable of, homie. You hear me? But I tell you what, if they cannot get a run game going, it's gonna be trouble, trouble. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac, a true legend, right? Yeah, baby, you hear me. But you have to get the run game going. Now, like I continue to say this whole season, yeah, you can win with the style of play Bama has been winning with. Quick game, passing game, explosives. Yeah, heavy. You can win like that, but do you want to rely on that? You have to be able to run the ball, especially against the best teams in the land, especially against a team like Oklahoma, right? Yeah, dog. Hands down, man down, heavy. I don't care what we talking about here. Where are the games always won? In the trenches, man. In the trenches, man. You feel me? You hear me, dog? It's nowhere around it, dog. At any level, high school, college, NFL, Pop Warner, middle school, whatever, dog. The trenches is where the games are won, especially playoff time. Ain't no time to play around. We got to figure out a way to fix that line, whether Bama got to revamp that line, especially that right side, dog, and that interior, huh? You hear me? But the run game has to elevate. We need more. We need more, right? We saw versus LSU really didn't have no run game, huh? So what happens when the team eyes in on Ty Simpson says, "Hey, since they can't run the ball, we're gonna make them beat us throwing, and we're gonna put all this pressure on Ty Simpson, huh? We're gonna try to shut their receivers down." You hear me? Heavy, dog. You have to be able to switch it up. Yes, they have the luxury of having great receivers, a great quarterback, dog, an explosive high power offense. But you have to be able to line up our formation, single back, even shotgun, huh? You hear me? and tote that tater, run that ball and break a team, take their will, take their soul. Correct? That's just what it is. It's no way around it, man. Heavy, you know? And Bama ball, especially old school, physical, punch you in your mouth, Bama ball, right? They lined up and ran the ball. Our formation had dominant fronts who had a dominant present. Heavy, bro. They put fear in teams. Bama needs to get back to that, huh? Or something similar. But we got to get this run game going versus Oklahoma, right, man? No way around it. Let me get into this article real quick and really break who Oklahoma is as a defense, huh? And as a team, dog. This will be Bama's toughest test yet. I stand on that 10 toes down. Give me a second, bro. You know? Just being real with it here, dog. We got to be real here, you know? Heavy, bro. Let's get into it. Oklahoma will give Alabama offense toughest test yet. What to know about the Sooners. Here we go. There have been few defenses in the country better than Oklahoma. The Sooners have allowed only 14.1 points per game this season, which leads the SEC and ranks seventh in the nation. Oklahoma also ranks first in the SEC in fewest yards allowed per game at 264.22. That also ranks seventh nationally. So their defense is like that, bro. You hear me? Their defense is elite, homie. You hear me? Only allowing 14.1 points per game. If Bama don't get that run game going, they may score less than that. You hear me? So this scheme, this game plan for this Oklahoma team, the offense gonna have to show up, bro. Like I said earlier, how I believe in the defense. The defense continues to grow. The defense continues to get better, huh? As far as the trench play, I believe in the defensive line trench play. But that O line is a major concern. Still the weakest link of the team. A season ago, the Sooners held Alabama to 3 points on the road. Now, with a much different offense and a new offensive coordinator and quarterback, the number 4 Crimson Tide, 8-1, 6-0 in the SEC, will aim to have much more offensive success against number 11 on Saturday, 2:30 p.m. at Bryant Denny. Let's get it, man. Here's what you need to know about the Sooners. 7-2, 3-2 in the SEC. Oklahoma's resume so far. The Sooners started the season on a 5-game winning streak, but have lost 2 of their last 4 games. The first loss of the season occurred against then unranked Texas, now ranked number 10. The second loss was 2 weeks later against number 6, Ole Miss, who was then ranked 8th. Oklahoma's best win this season has been against number 18, Michigan. The Sooners also went on the road before an open week and beat number 21 Tennessee. According to ESPN, the Sooners have the number 12 strength of record. Their strength of schedule ranks 16th. So Oklahoma is fighting for a playoff spot. They're going to bring their A game. We already know Bama going to get everybody's A game, bro. You hear me? The Oklahoma offense. The Sooners have an offense that sits in the bottom half of the conference in points per game, ranked 11th scoring, 28.89 points per game. Only Kentucky, Auburn, LSU, Florida, and South Carolina have worse offenses in the SEC. The Sooners also rank 11th in rushing offense and defense in the conference in yards per game. Washington State transfer quarterback John Mateer has been the primary quarterback running the offense, but he hasn't been near as effective since returning from a hand injury. Before the hand injury, Mateer threw for 6 touchdowns and rushed for 5 more over the first 4 games of the season. In the 4 games since, Mateer has thrown for 2 touchdowns and rushed for 1. Those 4 games since the hand injury have all been against SEC competition, whereas the first 4 included 2 overmatched, unranked teams. You know? Yeah. Isaiah Satinga III has been his top target. The receiver has caught 40 passes for 692 yards and 5 touchdowns. He ranks 5th in the conference with 76.89 yards per game. Deion Burks also has been a top weapon, catching 42 passes for 435 yards and 2 scores. Torrey Baylock has been the top rusher, taking 94 carries for 401 yards and 4 scores. Like I say, I'm not concerned at all about the defense. You hear me? I think the defense will perform well and continue to perform well versus Oklahoma and moving forward. But the offensive line, dog, is the major concern. The Sooner defense, Oklahoma doesn't give up any points or yards, but the Sooners also don't get many takeaways. They rank 117th in the country in takeaways per game at 0.8. For comparison, Alabama ranks 18th, gaining 1.8 takeaways per game. Defensive lineman Taylor Wayne is one of the SEC's top players at securing tackles for loss, and I'm sure that trench play is good, dog. You hear me? He averages 1.22 per game. Defensive lineman R. Mason Thomas is another, averaging 1.06 per game. They rank tied for fourth and seventh in the conference, respectively. Defense is stout, man. Trenches is stout, dog. O-line, major test once again. O-line will have a major test. Toughest of the season, probably once again, dog. Lace up your bootstraps, lace up your cleats tight, strap your chin pad in, dog. It's time for war. You hear me, homie? It's time for war. Heavy. Thomas is also one of the top pass rushers in the conference. He has tailed 6.5 sacks. He has tallied 6.5 sacks, which ranks tied for fifth. As a whole, Oklahoma has been effective at getting to the quarterback. The Sooners have tallied 33 sacks, which ranks fourth in the country behind only UConn 35, Texas A&M 34, and Texas 34. So these dudes fly, man. That's it for the article right there, round yonder. But these dudes fly. They get to the ball. They get in the backfield. Bottom line. Bottom line is, like I say, I'll stand on that there. You hear me? Toughest test of the season, especially for this O-line. We're going to see what they made of across the board with Proctor and everybody else, homie. You hear me? Yeah. We're going to see what they really about. Ryan Grubb included. Can he adjust? Can he come up with the perfect scheme to exploit this defense and get this run game going? But not only for this Oklahoma game, Bama going to have to get this run game going for every team they play moving forward. We talking about playoff time. Boom, you got to be able to move that rock heavy. Being a finesse team is cool. Being able to get you your explosives is cool. But you got to be able to run the ball and play smash mouth. Football is still football, correct? Yeah, we know what it is, man. So fire them comments up. Let me know how you know. Let me know how you feel about the video. You know what it is, dog. Lock in, Bama. Let's get it. Big skull here. Roll Tide full of pride. Win, lose, or draw. But let's win. Yeah.